Taking interest into bhakti yoga. Wow. No, this is called miracle. So thank you very much for being what you are. Thank you.
Is it possible for you to join soon
Yeah. Go for
for online devotees?
you. Can you send me that link?
Okay. Um,
We'll offer prayers for a couple of minutes. Mic is this only, na?
yes.
So I just have to start the video here, not the audio, right? This
Or
is the audio, na?
no, no, both here.
Both we have to start.
Yeah,
Sure, na?
yeah, yeah. It's for the
Oh,
live
okay.
YouTube.
Hare Krishna. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So, as all of you have gathered here to practice bhakti yoga, to practice Krishna consciousness, a path of love of God, love of Krishna. So, a natural question is for anyone in mind, because whenever we do something, we look for some benefit, right? What is in it for me? You took a lot of trouble, got your visas and America, maybe to do a job or maybe as a doctorate, whatever. So there is something we're looking forward to, isn't it? Anything we do, there has to be a motivation. So, about Bhakti Yoga, what does it offer to us, the youngsters? Hmm. So, I'm trying to share it here with you what I have experienced and heard and seen in last 21 years of my being here in Prabhupada's movement. And I would like to request you also to ponder upon and think about it. Okay. So, this will help us uh, refresh and enhance our motivation. Okay. And then look for the right things. So I'll try and share with you like five broad categories of what benefits, what specific benefits we can receive as youngsters. Okay, all good. Yeah. Is it a relevant subject to discuss? Okay, good. You want me to change it?
No, I think that someone was messaging me about it.
So the first, so can I just mute it? Like uh, that is okay, no? So the first benefit, what I really love to also appreciate as well as to share is purpose. Purpose of our life. What's the purpose we are living for? Now you may say, "Bro, we already have a lot of purposes on our plate." Yeah, but here we are talking of a purpose which makes sense beyond ourselves. In the Mahabharata, it is said that ahara nidra bhayam athunam cha samanyam etat pashubhir naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina Pashubhi Samana, which means even animals are having those purposes of life, which are like the basic ones: eating, sleeping, having a family, friends, having some fun, all these things. So if we also have these, and animals also have these, what makes us special? What is the extra edge here? What is the icing on the cake? Because if we are limited to those purposes, if any human being is limited to that purpose of just surviving, getting married, getting a job, and then having a two-bedroom apartment or a three-bedroom, like a deluxe version of animals. What's the extra thing here? Like today, when we hmm, like let's say Martin Luther King, so you respect him, if you know about him because this person had a purpose of life, isn't it? So let's see, can we have a purpose beyond ourselves? That is what makes our life very special, and Krishna consciousness can truly give us that. It can give us that one purpose of life. Mm, you know Let me share a couple of examples, to make this point even more clear. Mm. like it's one of the stories I usually share with people, young people, and they appreciate it. So there was one young American, okay, and he was in a studying in some university. He got into some bad company, and he got deeply into drugs. I mean, this is New York, so I think you understand the problem of drugs better than many other people. So now, being deeply addicted to drugs, he started even doing criminal activities to fund his cravings. The craving was so high that there was nothing which made sense in his life except drugs. And he went to any extent to get money. And soon the cops caught him, and he was put behind the bars. Now in the prison, the craving was there, time was there, but availability and resources were not there. So then so many questions would cross his mind, and he was just wondering, what should I do in life? Should I end my life? What should I do? He was sitting in the library trying to search for the answers, you know. So he just asked them that, do you have any spiritual book which can answer the questions I have about life? And they just handed him over one book called Bhagavad Gita as it is. And he started reading a lot of time there. And as he read, he just discovered that he's not this body. He just discovered what is the purpose of life. And he discovered, that God can be such a beautiful person, with a wonderful relationship. And so, as he got these answers, he started like, okay, what should I do? And then in the further chapters, he discovered the practice of bhakti yoga. And he read, like, following the four regulative principles. He read about the chanting of Hare Krishna. And so he made beads out of that bread. There is another story here. He had to, like, execute some people, and so those people were also put in the concentration camps and in the prisons, and very tough days. So this guy would soak the bread he would get in breakfast time in the salted water. Hare Krishna. And from that bread, which would turn back into flour, he would make beads. So like, he literally made like this big beads, and then he strung them together with some piece of cloth, and he was chanting on those beads. You know, now we have beads very easily available, right? But he really had, like, paid price for it. Those beads. So eventually, what happened, as he practiced that process and chanted Hare Krishna and started following the principles, and he led a life of goodness. So within a few months, he was an extremely transformed man, and everybody else was noticing it. The prison guards were noticing that how joyful he had become. The other inmates were noticing that he was always thinking of their welfare. And some of the inmates also, this thing brushed on them, and then they also got transformed. They started practicing, and this was so amazing for him. And you know what? He he got out of prison like little earlier because of his good conduct. And as he came out, he was crystal clear. what should I do now? His life's purpose was so clear to him because he experienced being in the prison. One is the external prison where he was, and second is in the prison in the shackles of one's habits, one's lower desires. And he understood now my life's mission should be to help other prisoners. And then he and some of the people inspired by him, they started going, to some jails and started helping others. And in 1980s and 90s, there are two books, couple of books about them. One is called Holy Jails. Any of you have seen the book? Yeah, you have seen the book. Have you read it?
I started.
Oh, yeah.
Chandramani.
Yeah, Chandramali Swami. Yeah. I also started. So wonderful. I mean, you see there hundreds of stories of transformation of people who were like real time criminals, most of them, and then they got in the jails and to transform those people and to make them saintly actually. So see this person, this person felt that I've got the purpose of my life, mission of my life. My life is so much valuable now. I felt the same. I myself, I have this experience. Of course, this is something really great. But 18 years back, I was working for this Oracle Corporation, and I thought actually, I mean, I'm just an employee ID for them. If I don't work on that XYZ project, somebody else will work. Nothing about nothing special about me. You know. And if I am serving Krishna today, if I am serving society, if I'm serving some good people today, as a monk, it's not like this is a position and if I'm not there, then someone else will do it. No, it's not like that. This is so personal. This is so meaningful, actually. So I don't say that we don't have to earn our food, our shelter, and all that thing. We do, but that should not be the only purpose of life. You know, there has to be a purpose beyond I and mine. There has to be a purpose beyond our selfish existential needs. That's just basics. You know. And then what what can we do for others? What can we do to make this world a better place? I can tell you one or two more examples. Would that be good? Yeah. I met this person. It was very inspirational for me. This is a businessman from Delhi. Okay. Um, Hare Krishna. So we just call him like Agrawal sir, like that. So this person, he had very good values in his life as a child. So he was a young businessman in 1990s. Okay. And once he went to Vrindavan, hmm, so I'm sure all of you know what Vrindavan is, Krishna's homeland. And in Vrindavan, there is a place where these four huge hills are there. The place is called as Barsana. In Barsana, he found a small Goshala. Okay. And in 1990s, India was like, I mean, today's India and 1990s India, like, I think in terms of GDP and economy, like maybe a difference of 1:5 or so. Huge difference, actually. So there were hardly much resources. But he saw sincerely this team of few people, few devotees, they were trying to take care of some cows, let's say some 100 cows or so. And seeing their sincerity and seeing those cows, he actually felt that I should do something for them. I also want to like contribute in this team for these cows. So then he asked them, and he came to know, okay, financially speaking, because he could do financially, he has his business in Delhi. It's a small shop, grocery shop. So they said that okay, he has like you can contribute some particular amount of money. And he found out that actually for whatever savings he could make every month, it's only possible for him to serve one cow, just one cow. Like today, I can tell you, in our temples of Varanasi and Prayagraj, we have like two goshalas, and maybe around 160 cows are there total. And even with most of us are like not on salary basis, and still, for each cow, on an average, it costs like 4,500, 4,800 rupees a month. You know, like more, give or take. So something like $50 or $60, something like that, a month per cow. So, I mean, it's not easy actually, to like go on serving selflessly. So this person, he found Ramesh Baba. Ramesh Baba was like the that saint, under whose inspiration that whole place was. You know Ramesh Baba, yeah. So he met Ramesh Baba. Ramesh Baba said that, oh, you want to serve more cows, okay? So how can we do? So he said, Baba, I want to earn more money. Baba said, yeah, you have our blessings and prayers, you know. So he said, I will open another business, another like enterprise, and whatever earnings I get, profits I get, I'll give it for the cows. So Bobby said, okay, good. So this person decided like, I'll open this business and almost all the profits I'll be doing it for the cows. So he launched another business. Now this was in 1990s. Today, can you guess how many cows he's supporting? Alone, this person. Just have a wild but practical guess. 500. Good, good, very good.
5,000.
5,000. Where was that? Good bid. Yeah. I hope and pray you support 5,000, 50,000 cows in your life. Very good. Devotees also. Any more? He's serving. He's able to support through today more than 60,000 cows every month. Amazing, isn't it? And believe me, Prabhu, this person's satisfaction does not come from money he has or the business he has. He is always super excited and thinking about those cows. this is the this is the wonderful effect a selfless purpose can give to us. It can not only benefit the world, it can blossom our heart. That you may have money, you may have green card, you may have a job, but your joy will not be coming from these things. It will be much beyond. Hmm. Another example I can tell you like this. Two more examples, in fact. So yeah.
Babuji, the 50,000 cows are
Yeah.
distributed all ashrams are in ISKCON in India. Like,
No, I think they're only in Barsana or Vrindavan, two, three Goshala. Yes, that's all right, So I think now in that Goshala there are more than 1 lakh cows. Yeah, more than 1 lakh cows. It's called as Mataji Goshala. Mataji Goshala.
Surbi Mataji.
This is just called Mataji Goshala. It's very famous. It's very famous. You go there. There are like 5, 6 Goshalas very famous in India. Another is in Rajasthan, Pathmeda. There are also lakhs of cows are there. So this yeah. So there is this devotee. I think is based in Singapore. So okay, I'll tell you another story. This There was one devotee, um, in the early 90s in our temple in Chowpatty, South Mumbai, ISKCON Chowpatty. There was one young brahmachari, okay, and this brahmachari's name was Radha Giridhari Das, and he was very good devotee. After practicing for a couple of years, after rendering services in the temple, he felt that due to some reasons of his family plus himself, he'll he can do better service in as a grahastha devotee, as a married devotee. So he changed and he got married, and he was working with some company. I don't know which one, maybe something like Infosys or TCS, something like that. And in those days, he was earning like 7, 8 thousand a month rupees, and it was like okay for him. And he was able to contribute like 500 rupees, 800,000 rupees to temple because he had that DNA in him. I want to serve Krishna and Prabhupada's mission. So, but then what happened that he started noticing after a year or two that actually my company is earning almost a lakh through me. And the company gives me like 8 or 10,000, and I am giving at max like 1,000 to Krishna. Because if through me 1 lakh can be earned, and then why not temple should get like 50, 60,000? I also get some more. It's all maximum is going to company's pocket. It's a global average. Like employees' salary will comprise of 8% of the revenue of any company. and the taxes go like 30, 40%, 45%. As a profit with the company. So he uh, he felt that I should change this mathematics, and I should be able to get maximum so that I can give maximum to Krishna. So then he goes to his spiritual master, his own as Radhanath Swami, and he says that Maharaj, you know, I want to serve, like I want temple to get more money. Temple is like ISKCON hardly had money that time. So so Maharaj said, okay, so but how to do it? He said, Maharaj, company is keeping all the money. I say, yeah, it's their company, so they took the risk, so they will keep. So he said, Maharaj, then why not? We should have a company. Maharaj said, yeah, nice if you want to do it. Very good. So he said, yes, Maharaj, I'll open a company. I'll leave this company, I'll open my own company. Maharaj said, great. So then he said, Maharaj, whatever profits will come. Anyway, I am able to manage my family in 7,000. I'll keep that. Maharaj said, why don't you make Krishna as your business partner, like 50-50. So you keep 50% profit, you give 50% to Krishna. He said, yes, Maharaj. Business partner means okay, 50% profit is of business partner. And what will Krishna bring to the table? Maharaj smiled and said, that you will discover in due course of time. Because he does some special marketing. Okay. So he began, he launched. And Prabhu, like, I think it was 1999 or something. So 99 to 2006, he hardly made any money. It was almost like somehow struggling and coasting along. And he had based his business out of Middle East somewhere. And so he was trying his best, but it was just like just going on. And it was 2006 that again he had a whole refresh of his commitment, that because he was struggling with business. But then again, it dawned upon him that actually I want to serve. Original vision and mission was. And so he invited once, Maharaj happened to be there in the Middle East somewhere and invited Maharaj to be in his office. So first time Maharaj visited his office. It was night time and Maharaj had to use washroom also. And then he felt that somehow his purpose got intensified and he felt like blessings also, and his business went like so. And today, Prabhu, his business is worth $1 billion. Yes. And this person is the individual donor of ISKCON India. He's donated around 400 crores. His company is worth 1 billion, but that has shares also, right? So, yeah, he, from his personal point of view, he's like more than 50 years given to Krishna. Yeah. So I met him personally twice, last year. I had like talked with him 45 minutes, and he said, "You tell Mukesh Ambani, you tell like any big guy, you, I can confidently tell you, if they begin even they can open another business, and if they want to have a selfless purpose, best selfless purpose to have to serve Krishna, and then with Krishna in center, serve others in this world." So he said, if they also have this, like if their primary purpose of doing business or doing anything in life, not just business or earning money, but anything we do, even the primary purpose of marriage, primary purpose of making friendship, if it is to selfless purpose, indirectly, directly to serve Krishna, to serve the society better, then best of you will come out, and most importantly, your heart will blossom, and you will be able to taste joy beyond money, beyond achievement. You know, this is so satisfying, and this is so blossoming the lotus of our heart. And he is still alive. Okay, and his purpose is that just like has his role, batsman has his role. Similarly, he feels my role is in the team with devotees is that I am supplying some funds for some very good projects. Good, right? So this is how when we discover our purpose of life, a selfless one, our life blossoms. This doesn't mean we compromise on the basics of our life or the existential needs of our life. but this actually means we put icing on the cake. Like that. And there are many whom I've seen like that, and a person with such a selfless purpose of life is always blissful because life is so exciting for him. Hmm. Okay. Like here you see this Hamsa Rupa Bro, so he has this, I want to fulfill Prabhupada's vision of having a skyscraper temple here. Like this area is for skyscrapers, so we should also have skyscrapers. You Or His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he left the world in 2020 in COVID. But till that age of 74, 75, he was like always beaming with joy, like that. So some people in this world may also have that passionate desire, joy always. That doesn't bring self, because the purpose is for oneself. But beyond one's needs for one's existence, if one can have a selfless purpose for God and other people in society, it makes the life very beautiful. So there was this San Francisco in ISKCON who made his purpose Prabhupada in bringing Krishna festivals to America. So Prabhupada wanted to do this Jagannath Rath Yatras from that is in India. So the first Rath Yatra of ISKCON in the West, I think it was in 1967, and he initially like some devotees built the Ratha of like with the wood and everything, and later on he became a devotee. He moved in the temple in 1968, and he started making such beautiful raths, such beautiful chariots that Prabhupada felt so happy about it. Today, ISKCON has like hundreds of Rath Yatras every year all over the world. And Prabhupada said that in all the Rathas, his photo should be kept as an honor. Right? Because he made that as his purpose of life. Let me assist Prabhupada in bringing Krishna festivals to the West so that millions of people get benefit. Like that, Chris, who like let me help everyone who is suffering in the jail or in the jails of their habits and shackles of their culture, or like that Radha Giridhari Das. When we discover that purpose, our life uh, just blossoms. Actually, it's like a zip file opens up. Mm. Okay. So there's the first benefit. You know. How does it sound? Is it good? Yeah. Second benefit of Bhakti Yoga for youths is love, true love, genuine love, love, selfless relationships. Today, youths are looking for satisfactory relationships. Relationship is not just between opposite genders, between parents and child, between brothers and sisters, between friends. You know, it can be any relationship. My spiritual master always says, between the divine couple, between every couple, there should be divine couple, which means when our relationship is centered around God, you know, it is always ever fresh. That relationship that doesn't rust. Usually, relationships rust, and then they burst also. And then who quits first? But when we have relationships, it is very satisfying. See, Prabhu, love is the highest motivating factor in this world. Highest power, if anything has in this world, that is in love. I'll give you an example. So there was this boy uh, called Richard. He was born in 1950 in America, in Chicago. And when he was just a little boy, like maybe studying in third grade or fourth grade, maybe 7 or 8 year old. So one day he returned home from school, and he's hearing like heated arguments coming from his parents' room, and he goes and listens to what's going on, and they both are like blaming and cursing, and they both are planning to separate legally, and that's what they were discussing, and they were arguing like who Richard will be with. And then when Richard heard this, his heart broke. He just started crying. And that made them, and then they both slept on it. And next day they both were like, maybe how can I change, so that we can make it work together. And then she also like, okay, what can I do, so that you are happy with me. And because they had this common selfless center, Richard, if they saw it from their own point of view, then yes, they had problems. Something like when you put one stone here and somebody else puts one stone here in the lake of water, okay, and then both the waves, they actually destroy each other, right? But when we have a common center, so then the result is beautiful and it actually magnifies each other, right? So when they both wanted to love Richard, and then they both decided, okay, I would like to change myself. I would like to change myself. And you know what was the result? For next 60 years, they stayed together. And just in last 4 years, first the mother and then the father, both were in their 90s, died, and they had a very happy, fulfilling marriage. Right? This is the result of bringing selfless love in the center of multiple number of people. Just like a team can function very good when the common center is the country, or whatever common cause they are playing for or they are acting for. So same thing, so love has that power. I've seen, because when a person has genuine love, like there was this one mother in America, and she had this like one daughter, a small daughter, and this daughter uh, was not very fond of the smoke of cigarette, like that smell of cigarette smoke, because in the home she would be smoking always. So one day this daughter got sick and she was in the hospital and she was unconscious. Next day she regained consciousness. She was very weak. She was on medication, and the mother was crying and she was saying, so then mother said, why? His daughter said, you're always smoking. I just don't like it. And she started crying. And because of that condition of hers, this mother felt so. Mother said, you really don't want me to smoke? Although I like it. Now, did the mother not know that causes some cancer or other problems? She knew everything. Does she not know that it does a hole in the pocket as well? She knew it. You know. But that never inspired her to, motivated her sufficiently to be able to give it up. But when it came to daughter, because she loves her daughter, she just threw it through the cigarette pack right away, then and there. That's it. Now I'm not doing it anymore. Never in this life. That is the power of love. Love can make us do such thing. I was just sharing with them in the some of them in the like this afternoon, that sometimes people say, you guys have been chanting this Hare Krishna since so long, you know. In Hindi, I think most of you understand Hindi here. तो लोग कभी कभी बोलते हैं, अरे तुम्हारी माला घिस गई है, यू नो, कृष्णा भी बोर हो गए होंगे तुम्हारा सुन सुन के, लेकिन अभी तक तुमको कुछ मिला है कि नहीं? Have you even got anything out of it till now? Have you seen Krishna? Have you actually gone to the spiritual world? So I always say to such people, actually, Krishna has given me spiritual world. How? Krishna has given me selfless, loving relationships, and that is invaluable. Prabhu, I have met several billionaires and millionaires. I am telling you, people have tough time finding one person to trust, one person to love. Correct? You think in your own life, how many people are there whom you can trust? Very difficult. Very difficult. Because selfishness makes it so difficult, even amongst family members. By the way, 83% of court cases in India are amongst family members. Welcome to modern life. Yeah. So when you put God in center, that is how you get Ramarajya. People want Ramarajya, but without Ram, that's not possible. Without Ramarajya, that was KK's Ayodhya. You know, when Ram had gone out, and that was a failure, utter failure. Everyone was miserable. It was only when Ram came back that Diwali was celebrated, and then Ram Rajya really became Ayodhya became Ram Rajya. So the point is, like because we have Krishna in the center, I find home everywhere. In America, anywhere I go, I have a home. I I have family members. Sometimes we don't even know each other's names. I remember this guy at the क्या बोलते हैं वो पूछते हैं ना वहाँ पे इमिग्रेशन जो भी वो like they ask ना why you come this and that. Yeah, so 2023 when I came second time, so I remember this guy he said how much money you got on you. I said 400 $500 something like something I have to carry so I carry. He said and how many days you plan to stay? I said like maybe 21 days and 3 weeks. How are you going to stay in America with like $500 21 days? I said mostly I don't even need this much. I'll carry it back. He's like totally bewildered. He asked, he said, so why have you come? Are you getting paid? I said, no, I'm not getting paid. So he started asking like some question, and somehow he said, why are you smiling in middle? I'm not smiling. I'm normal only. Oh, you're drunk or what? "No, we don't drink. You don't drink. Never you drink. Never we drink. Then why are you smiling? I don't understand what. And seeing his condition, I actually laughed at him once. I just it took a lot of time for me to actually explain to him. You know, people can be like, and at the end, he was quite sorry actually. He said, "Oh, that's quite good actually. We would like to have such people in America." That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're just not used to it. I say, yeah. So people goes to that extent actually. But that is the yeah. So when we have people whom we can trust, or people who want to see us happy, genuinely, with no agenda, that is how rich you are. If you're missing for a day, or if you are into trouble, how many people cry tears? That is how rich you are. And imagine if you are about to die, and many people are like, "Wow, that's so bad." So that is what is the value of loving relationships, genuinely loving relationships, not motivated, selfishly motivated relationships. And with Krishna in the center, you can get that. Once my mother was asking my father when I visited home that I'm so concerned, son of ours, because he has no parents, like he's like a pauper. He has no uh, like home in his name. He has no bank account. Doesn't have a job. What will happen to him in his life ahead? And my father has been to many of our temples and met many devotees. Like he knows us very. So my father told her, अरे तू अपनी चिंता कर ये लोग तो इनके पास तो हर जगह चीजें हैं very it actually registered very deeply in me. It's so true actually. Hmm. Like it's like if you marry a billionaire girl or a boy, it's a very intelligent thing, right? Is it not true? That is like marrying Krishna. Krishna is Lakshmipati. And when you marry Krishna, just like when you marry a spouse, his or her parents also become your parents. You get double set now. One set of your parents. Why does that family become your family? Because you got relationship with that girl or that boy, right? Similarly, when you make relationship with Krishna, then entire world becomes your family. And you become well-wisher of everyone. Imagine life when you are well-wisher of everyone. Right? Misery is when we are selfish. You know? And that brings us exactly to the third benefit, and that is wellness. Today there is a lot of talk of mental wellness. World Health Organization says that lack of mental wellness, or mental stress would be the number one disease, number one concern of modern people, Gen Z. And yes, that is people committing suicide, people doing comparisons, right? people just losing it out on someone because mentally they are harassed, you know, by all the agitations of their mind. And why are these agitations there? Because they are not able to think of welfare of others. You know? When there is too much selfishness in our heart, and when there is envy or negativity towards others, this is what causes our mind to be unwell. And therefore, in Vedic time, there was no need of uh, motivational speakers and all this self-help books and all. Not at all needed, because if your mind is, you know, is rid of, mind doesn't have all these negativities. Okay, mind doesn't have this selfishness. Rather, it has broad-mindedness, abundance mentality. Then you're very happy, you're very well. You can make others well, and mental wellness has a direct impact on physical wellness, like that. So when you live a lifetime, when you live a lifestyle in sync with God and nature, you find yourself liberated from so many toxins of your mind. See, when our body is filled with toxins, our health goes very bad. Similarly, when our mind is filled with toxic thoughts, so the mind's health, mental health also goes very bad. So that is the idea. So this is the third benefit. What was the first one? Purpose. A purpose beyond ourselves. Second, love, satisfying relationships, genuine relationships, selfless relationships. The greatest wealth of life. Third, wellness, mental wellness. When your mind becomes a well-wisher of others, and it becomes natural for a person who is connected with God. Why? Because when you're connected with God, you feel so rich. I'll give you one simple example. In India, when we do, I think here also you do monthly youth festivals, na? So like I heard 100 youths come. Yeah, that's excellent. What is the name you give?
Monthly.
Okay, monthly youth festival. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So we do one in UP, in Varanasi, Prayagraj, and we call it Sanjeevani. So, like hundreds of youths come. Okay. Now, what happens when youths come? So one of the most important things for youth is food, prasad. Okay, and second is music. So kirtan is fine, dance to your heart's content. But when it comes to prasad, so in Mumbai, in our Prerna festival, there was an observation in our ISKCON Chowpatty temple. So they saw that at the end of them, so they have like this two, three counters as a buffet system, and then all the like people like they are coming in the queues and they're taking the plate and somebody is giving the first helping. And what happens is like the people whom you put, you tell them like give this much or give like four gulab jamuns. They give like this much only. And when the guy who's in the queue, he's asking, Prabhu, give more. What give more? So many people are there. Give it. And we were also wondering, what, like, we're telling them to, but then the thought of for them is so many, it's like an endless queue. And Prasad, we don't know how much will remain for us or not. And so there's like little. Now, after some time, we got another idea, one trick. So 20 minutes before the program would end, we would call some of these volunteers behind. Please come out. So why? No, no, you come out. Once they come out, make them sit. Now you eat to your heart's content. You know, eat like a, you know, like you never eaten, before. And then we keep some plates also, filled for that. This is kept for you in case you need again. Yeah. So now life is cool. They've got more than they needed. Now you tell them, give this much and give two gulab jamuns. And they're like, boom, give more and give three gulab jamuns. And if someone is inattentive in the queue for a moment also, and they put like, boom, Prabhu, Prabhu, so much Prabhu for me, please keep some for yourself. No, no, Prabhu, selfless seva. And this is so true, bro. Life works like that. What I mean is, see, right now, we would be looking at someone who has like here a lot of job search going on in American. If you see someone landing up with a good job, you say, "I'm so good I got it." There is that feeling. Okay, or if someone gets a visa like green card, but imagine, Prabhu, when somebody gives you like $1 billion, would you think of taking from getting some benefit from someone, or would in your mind will be, oh, how can I see others also benefit? Correct. The idea is when you are full or more than full, you become benevolent for everyone. It's a basic thing. Similarly, in life also, how do we have mental wellness? When we are satisfied internally, then we don't feel insecure. You've seen a kid, it's a little kid, okay, who is like in his mother's arms or playing here and there. Okay. I have seen Prabhu in Mumbai. Any of you from Mumbai? One, two. Okay, but you guys may be knowing about Mumbai or so Mumbai is Dadar station. Okay. One of the busiest spots on the planet Earth. Especially if you change from the western what do you call it there? Central line, harbor line or central line. Western to central. If you change, there is a bridge. And that bridge is like, you know, and on the how you walk on that bridge. Okay. So, and that bridge is like melting pot of all cultures. In that bridge, you will see some simple vendors, very simple vendors just sitting with some basket of fruit or something to sell. Very simple ladies or some men. And some of those ladies will have this little kid just in the arms or just playing along just in the lap. Okay. I can tell you, Prabhu, there is hardly that families have. They don't have that much money. And you ask that kid, come, let me take you to Mukesh Ambani's home and he'll adopt you. That kid will not even consider for a moment. What do you say? Correct? Why? Tell me why. Yeah. And that what happens by that? Just like just now I gave example. Exactly. When I am satisfied from within, I don't want and I'm just I wish well for others. That's why if you ask kid na to give something to he happily gives. If you ask some adult to give some charity, he'll think, yeah, my property will reduce. Kids very, you know, they don't have that problem because their satisfaction comes from the shelter of love they have. You know, that is exactly the point, bro. Mental wellness is when you feel satisfied, fulfilled, content within, when you feel very secure, and that happens when you feel very loved. That was the idea behind joint family system in Vedic culture, in Indian culture. Today there is nuclear family or proton family, neutron family. Very soon there will be electron families. Single mom, single father. You know, so, yeah, because people have tough time with even one person. In hostel, they'll fight with one person also, and they wonder how devotees live. That's because they have a common center. So what happens when we feel very fulfilled, very satisfied and secure that Krishna loves me, devotees love me, other people love me, and I love others? Then what happens is your mind becomes liberated of all those negativities. I'm not talking theory here, telling you honestly. I'll give one simple example. Sometimes when we go out to book distribution, at least in India it happens. Here I don't know. So some people they have the resources, okay, but they're like, no, no, you should give these books for free. So I always tell people, okay, we are happy to give for free. You sponsor for us. Somebody has to sponsor. So sometimes people have money. They need it. They need to read the spiritual books, but then They don't want to spend. So one time was one quite rich man was there, and he was saying, no, I want to take, but I don't want to give money. So he was sitting in first AC. In India, first AC is like quite a in trains, it's a big thing. you know. So I sometimes I tell such guys, अरे तुम भी क्या याद रखोगे, तुम लो हमारी तरफ से गिफ्ट लो जाओ, हम भिखारी लोग हैं, हमारा तो पर्सनल अकाउंट, हम कहीं और से जुगाड़ लेंगे, तुम रखो, लेके क्या याद रखोगे, कृष्णन हमने दिया तुमको. Because people are so poor. When I okay, you don't want to give anything to Krishna, don't give. In your mind, give like 1 crore rupees to Krishna. Mind in your mind. नहीं नहीं स्वामी जी क्यों ऐसा नाटक कर, मैंने तुम इतने कंजूस हो यार, माइंड में क्या आदमी हो? मैं तुमको बाहर से देता हूँ, देखो. बिकॉज दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए. पैसा तो ऐसे ही निकल जाता है. You may just go for some, what is it? Many theaters are there, na? One place, multiplex, or whatever they call it here. You go to some restaurant or something. Yeah, so really, matlab, 1,000 rupees nothing nowadays. You know. Some people in just, I've seen people in Delhi airport. That place is there, na, where they custom duty free something. प्रभु क्या एक बॉटल कितने का है? कोई बाप रे, उसको बोलो गीता ले ले, पैसा नहीं है. Wow, you know math or not? Yeah, real actually. So for mental wellness, you just need a heart. Today's society, today's culture of modern man has made him heartless, and therefore his mind is overloaded, and therefore mental wellness. Mental wellness is all about just having a benevolent heart. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Let everyone be happy. Haribo. So this was the third benefit. First one was purpose. Second one was love. Third, mental. To honestly tell you, these are the topmost trend in the search on internet and social media done by youths in last 4 years. Interesting, isn't it? The same words, but the category. Fourth benefit, positive engagements. So I know some kids, I know some like young individuals. Like there's a girl in Varanasi. So she was so good in classical music and classical dance, very very talented. But actually, she never got the opportunity, some stage to practice or perform or be able to. Because if maybe if you personally don't have like many resources or lot of connects, then as an individual, as a general individual in society, you can't just create like these kind of platforms. you know. So many of the youths, like one reason why in India many youths are falling prey to bad habits, okay, is because they don't have anything to do. In some states, like for example Bihar, they don't teach only in the school. Why are you coming? Hard teach. People have degrees, but they don't. You know, in many such schools, not in all, but many schools. So youths don't have engagement only. Youths have time. Youths have energy. They have passion to do something. They have abilities, talents, but they don't have avenues. They don't have higher reasons. What should I do? Then what do they end up doing? Falling prey to bad habits. You heard that? Empty mind devil's workshop. खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर. Happens actually. And mind gets filled with a lot of negative thoughts also. He is thinking like this because probably he is thinking that I am thinking that he is not thinking only. ये किसके पास, जिसके पास बहुत ज्यादा टाइम होता है ना, एक्सेस, उसको और हरे कृष्णा डिवोटी, उसको 2 सेंटेंस बीच में टाइम दे दो ना क्लास में, वो सो जाएगा. करेक्ट. रियलाइज सोर्स. देयर इज नो टाइम. टाइम भरा हुआ है. One devotee we asked, Prabhu, You're becoming old, huh? Really? What? A lot of white hair. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Recently I joined the temple. Recently, you didn't come to know when time flew. The devotee is so much engaged. Actually, it's better to be over engaged than to have an empty mind, because empty mind makes you like unnecessarily worry for anxieties which don't even exist. You know, because of people you don't like, whom that's the world today. To impress people, you have to become brand dukan. Yeah, Ray-Ban ka goggles and I don't know all those brands. So much hollow life actually, so much external life, isn't it? People spend so much in marriages sometimes, so much in marriages, and then next 10 years. I tell them sometimes, Baba, the best way to marry is to do the simple marriage और हरे कृष्णा टेम्पल में प्रसाद खिलाओ सबको बढ़िया. No. And of course, I'm not advocating this. I'm just saying one principle here. And agar if you have a problem of money, then better than spending, you keep it for yourself, na? Invest it somewhere. But not in I'm saying a court marriage, but I'm just saying ki people sometimes create problems for themselves. Better than that, have positive engagements. So say somebody has talent for something, say leadership only. So you engage it in some positive purpose. And best purpose is those who know music, they're like itching for some, and that performance has to be for some purpose. You're performing in the room only. It doesn't give any made us remember Krishna. You feel that oh, my existence makes some sense. You feel happy actually, isn't it? If somebody knows nice cooking, you cook for Krishna, and then devotees honor and they're like, "Thank you, it's nectar." That person, see, a cook never gets much joy in eating. You know that the thing which he or she has cooked. At least I saw my mother. I saw many devotees. Prabhu also cooks a lot. Sri Gopal Pran Prabhu. Yeah, he was forced into cooking. Yeah, when Alu Bhonda made his cooking career. But but the point is, when actually you satisfy someone else, there is more joy in that. So the idea is too, there is, like you see a mother. A mother is serving more than receiving anything from the child. But who is more happy? Mother or the child? Mother. That means in giving we receive, not in receiving we receive. Correct, na? So what I'm telling is Bhakti Yoga gives us all the opportunities for engagements. Whatever talent or abilities we have, whatever resources we have, easily we can engage. And we feel so fulfilled. We feel our life has a purpose, our life has a meaning. You know. So this was. I also like to think of it like this, like purpose, how it can make change in your life. Because sometimes we fail to understand its intensity. This Titanic ship. What would be the cost of Titanic ship, like in today's terms? $10 billion, something like that. You know, this $10 billion ship sank because it did not have a proper $5 compass. You agree? Prabhu, you may be $10 billion ship, Titanic, or maybe a simple average $500,000 guy looking for visa or job. If you get a right compass, just $1 compass, India से आओगे तो 50 cents में मिल जाएगा. Okay, just that 50 cents compass can save you and can rather bring out the best out of you. Chandragupta Maurya would not have been Chandragupta Maurya. Chanakya would not have come into his life. Correct? If I ask you a question, which guitar will make better sound? Guitar, like maybe $2,000, or a depends who is playing. Depends who's playing exactly. Some people think that if you put paneer, if you put like all the costly ingredients, then the food will be very good in taste. No, sir. I can tell you if the cook is very good, you give just two three ingredients like some potato or some, and ऐसा बोलते हैं नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा. If I don't know how to dance, then I'll say, "Hey, this floor was not good actually. No, that's why it didn't come out good." Correct, na? So the idea is that bhakti yoga can actually bring the best potential out of us, because it can give us those opportunities to engage ourselves, and especially because when that engagement is selfless. Make sense? I have seen it for myself. I never thought I could be used like this. You I could be engaged like the way today I am engaged. In last 1 month, I have spoken on Bhakti Yoga to two of the top 10 richest Indians. Okay. And I have spoken in Harvard, I have spoken in Stanford. And I mean, the way I have been used by Krishna, I could not imagine. I could not even now I'm not able to imagine what will happen further. Yeah. And but now no longer I want all these things. One of our brahmacharis, okay, in Bombay, this brahmachari had a very good experience realization. He said that Prabhu, when I was in college in India, undergrad, so that time, in 90s, many of these movies would be of Pyar and Sanam and, duets. So he had this thing that some girl, some very good girl should come and tell me I love you. He said it never happened. And later on, I fell in love with Krishna. And so life took another turn and I joined full time. And here I am serving in as a monk. And he says now, because he's a very good devotee who gives very good Krishna Katha, deeply studied Bhagavatam. And he said when I like sometimes when I speak and afterward there are some programs of youths and sometimes he says there are like 20, 30 girls and they're like, Prabhuji, your lecture is so nice. We just love to hear. So Prabhu, Krishna fulfilled desire in multitudes. Only timing is the problem. Of course, it's not like he's lamenting. He's actually appreciating Krishna that good that you did not do that. So and now he said I'm getting so much love, very genuine love, because I'm able to serve by positively engaging my talents, like that. So fifth benefit. What is the fifth benefit? This is really beyond ourselves. This is safeguarding our future society by giving right ethos and culture to the youngsters. Today's youngsters are tomorrow's future. What kind of world, what kind of society do we want our children, our next generation to be born in? It's a big concern. Think about it. Like you, when you have released them somewhere in this world, right? It's scary. The world as it is today, it's scary. I mean, you ask me, it's so difficult to trust anyone on a material platform, right? Crazy actually. Rat race going on there, struggle going on, and people exploiting each other, cheating. You know, every step you have to be careful. Padam padam yad vipadam natesha. It's given in the Bhagavatam that this situation will come in Kali Yuga. So, if we want to give a better society, better future, so we can do our contribution. How? By if you give right values to youths today, right culture, right lifestyle, right purpose to youths today, right character, Then tomorrow, if the root is good, then the fruits will be good. See, good people come from good parents. Good progeny, it is said, comes from good parents. It is not that it is like fixed based on birth, but it is highly influenced. The culture you live in, the teachers and the parents are the greatest influencers, motivational speakers, isn't it? And therefore, we have to catch the young people, youths, teenagers, kids, or those who are in the womb also. When I was in the womb of my mother, she used to read Bhagavatam. So later on, I told it's not my fault because they were devotees. So she used to do that. So she is happy, but the thing is that emotion, So see, when we teach the youngsters the right values, for example, one value is like celebrating and respecting individuality. See, variety is the mother of enjoyment, right? Like in your dinner menu, I hope there will be multiple items, no? Before giving the example. So, so when variety is there is enjoyment. Even if only just one item is there, let's say only there is like cake, but you will get frustrated, bro. Only cake. Cake is good, but only cake. You agree? See, you have never got that kind of experience. You will say, okay, I want to have. But in general, you don't want just one item. Variety is always mother of enjoyment. Like rainbow. In rainbow, you have so many colors. Or like you have a flower garland. There's so many colors. Hmm. And when they in India, na, we say like one plus one, not two, 11. You know, one like that. So when you celebrate individuality, life is beautiful. This is a value which comes in Bhakti Yoga, and this can help us appreciate a lot of things in life. Second value is of unity. Like we do Sankirtan. Sankirtan means when you musically glorify God, like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But then Sankirtan means when you together musically glorify, like many musical instruments, many devotees, and the impact becomes like thousands of times better, isn't it? Like you see this hand, one finger, you start paining, it will break also. It doesn't have much strength. None of these fingers, not that much strength. But when they come together, thousands of times more strength. Now you can break this, isn't it? That is the power of unity. So unity, respecting individuality, respecting everyone. Hmm. Many such values of life, which are excellent values for life, they come free with Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga has all this thing. There is a verse. I'll end with this. Uh, there's a verse in the Bhagavatam which says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunestatra samasate sudha. For one who practices the path of love, of Krishna, love of God, all the other good qualities slowly, automatically start manifesting in that person's life. Like discipline, self-control, compassion, humility. Today we discuss about humility. It's the greatest power. Okay? Tolerance, benevolence, okay? not not behaving on ego, not doing unnecessarily fault finding in others, looking for good in others. These qualities naturally follow. Free gift. Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga, Vasudeva Bhagavati, uh, Bhakti Yoga Prayojata Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahetukam. Even without any effort, without any extraneous effort, along with bhakti, many good qualities will just follow. Along with bhakti will come detachment from wrong things. You know. So therefore, if you want to give a better future, better future model of generation, and thereby create the right legacy, then we should do this bhakti yoga. What is the meaning of legacy? Imagine if someone names your son, what do you mean? Why? Hitler was at one point of time king of almost half the planet, correct? Big accomplished person. No history book is without his name. Chapters on him. Why not name Hitler? Or imagine names Duryodhan. Nobody wants, right? But somebody names like Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, or Subhash Chandra Bose, like after him, Bhagat Singh. You feel honored, correct? So you remember a person, you love a person, you respect a person from heart based on his character, not based on his accomplishments. Never. How many people love Bill Gates, Sundar Pichai, or whoever else you want to put in the list? Elon Musk. You get impressed, bro, but you don't love. Huge difference. When youths are in colleges, they look for jobs just based on pay package. Package kya hai? That is the only factor by which job is good. No, when you grow up in maturity, you understand it's not just about. Similarly, when youths marry, they want to see the figure of the girl or the credit card of the boy. But then after you marry, once the honeymoon period is over, you realize this person is not just credit card or figure. This person is beyond that. This person has values. He or she has correct. So similarly, Prabhu, about life. You know, so we will see that the how we want to mold our next generation. It's a whole package. Actually. It's not just some kind of external small material achievements in life, and therefore that will bring us fulfillment because that will leave a great legacy. So when you grow older, you will leave a great legacy. People would like to emulate you truly from heart that I respect this person. Therefore, previously families would not break apart because there was a deep respect, deep sense of respect to each other. My mother told me this when I was a little kid that she said that I my respect for your father so many times grows actually because I see that he has very good character, so I feel proud of it. So you see, good charisma helps you attract, but charisma character helps you keep, like that, whether it's business or relationships or anything. So what legacy we want to leave, that will be decided based on what character will live by, and therefore the right values should be given to the next generation, and that will make society better. So of course there are many more benefits which can be discussed. These are like top 5 uh, relevant broad categories, and which I'm sure you guys are very intelligent, so you can actually further deeper. So just to summarize, what are the 5? Purpose, love, mental wellness, positive engagements, yeah, yeah, as ensuring a better future society by offering right ethos, values, and culture in today's youth. Correct. And mental wellness will also lead to physical wellness because your lifestyle becomes better. So thank you very much and welcome once again to the family. This is your family. Make temple into your home, and make your home into a temple. Right? You worship God and chant Krishna's names in your home also, it becomes a temple. And when you identify with the devotees in the temple as your own family, then the temple becomes your home. So Srila Prabhupada built a home where the entire world can live, open for everyone. And once again, I should mention it gives a great joy to see uh, very sincere uh, seekers actually. Like even after the whole day, you are fresh and enthusiastic to hear, and you're very attentive, very good quality, like hearing. So I also thank you for that, and all the best in your spiritual journeys. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yes, for you.
maybe around chanting.
One round chanting. Okay. Great. So you chant on beats or?
Yeah, like have we have